class after a short break. I am back again. So in science already we have completed lesson number 1 and now it is lesson number 2, that is plants living and surviving. So the things required for you today are your term book and your pencil. So these two things are required. Be ready with those two things. So in the previous lesson we have learned about how plants they made food and how did they use their food and how did they store their food also, isn't it? A few stored in their roots and few in fruits, vegetables and in flowers, like that. So plants are going to make food with the help of sunlight and carbon dioxide, water in the presence of chlorophyll. And this complete process is called as photosynthesis. And we have learned about some unusual plants like cactus. Isn't it? This cactus, it grows in desert. As there is very less quantity of water over there, so this plant doesn't bear any leaves at all. So here the stem is only thick and fleshy. And we have also learned about insectivorous plants like sundew and pitcher plant. So these plants are going to trap the insects and they are going to utilize it for the another nutrient beneficials. And we have also learned about mushrooms and mounds. So these are non-green plants and they cannot prepare their own food. So these plants are going to depend on dead and decaying plants and animals. And about all these things we have learned in the previous lesson. Now in this lesson we are going to learn about the habitat of the plants. So based on habitat there are two types of plants, terrestrial plants and aquatic plants. So about all these plants we are going to learn how plants are going to grow on land in different regions and how they are going to grow in water. So about all these things we are going to discuss in this lesson. Now I hope you all are ready with your textbook and pencil. So page number 251. So here the learning objectives are. So describe the need for and importance of adaptations in plants. Classify plants according to their habitat. So in this lesson we are going to learn about these things specially. Now here there is a warm up. See, observe the picture given below and where do you think each plant grows? In plains, desert or water bodies? Write the answers in the provided space. So here there are pictures for you. Now you should write where these plants are going to grow. Plains means like in normal condition, like how we have such kind of soil. And desert areas where there is less water and the soil will be like, it will be loose, it cannot hold that much of water. And the next is water, the plants which live in water. Now here three pictures are there, isn't it? So the first one is rose. So where does the rose grow? It grows in plains. So in the given blank you write down plains. Then the second one, a cactus. So in the previous lesson we have learned cactus grows in deserts. So write down desert here, cactus. Then a water lily. So in the name itself it is there water, so it is an aquatic. So it grows in water body. So these are the answers. So rose, it grows in plains, then cactus, it grows in deserts, and water lily, it grows in water bodies, that is in seas and ponds it grows. So this is about the warm-up box. Then coming to the introduction. Hope you all have written. So generally we see many different plants and each and every plant is different from one another. Let it be in their size or shape, the number of leaves present, the shape of flower or the shape of leaf, and how that texture, how the surface of the leaf is like this. Everything, it depends on the climatic condition on which it grows. So here in this lesson we are also going to learn about these topics. So here in coming to introduction, plants grow in different places. They can be found in deserts, plains, seashores and snow-covered mountains. So the natural home of a plant or animal is called its habitat. Conditions like weather and soil of the place determine the survival and growth of plants and even animals also. So here you came across the word habitat. So where can human beings live? Can they live in air? No. Can they live inside the water? No. They live on land. So that is their habitat. So wherever the place is suitable for a living thing to grow is called its habitat. And a frog is there. So what is its habitat? It grows, it can live inside the water and even on the land. So both land and water are its habitat. Now if you take some plants like lotus is there. So where can you see a lotus? In a pond. So it cannot grow on plains or in deserts or in hilly areas, isn't it? So these kind of plants, wherever it is suitable for them to grow, such places are called as their habitat. Now a rose plant is there, mango, neem, all these things they can grow on plains. Whereas a cactus plant is there. So where does a cactus plant grow? It grows in desert areas. And there are some special plants which grow in hilly areas and even in snow areas also, wherever there is a continuous snowfall. So in such places what happens is there is less quantity of water because every time the snow falls the climate is very very cool and they do not get proper amount of sunlight to prepare their food. So in that conditions there are again different plants based on the climatic conditions, again they grow in different regions. So here habitat means any living thing which is able to grow in a proper place. So that place is its habitat. Whereas for human beings, land is a habitat. For frog, just now I told, land as well as water is a habitat. For a crocodile, even for it also land and water is a habitat. For a fish, water is its habitat. For a dog, land is its habitat. In the same way, like plants, lotus, and duckweed, these are the aquatic plants, that is water is their habitat. So hope you all understood what is habitat. Now turn the page number 252. Plants develop special features that help them to live successfully in their unique surroundings. So this process of being able to adjust to a new environment is called adaptation. All living things including plants possess their ability to survive in their habitats. Now if you see few plants, they grow very tall, okay, and if you look at the bottom of that plant, there won't be any leaves at all. The leaves will be completely at the top. Why? Because the plant, if any animal comes and eats over all the leaves of the tree, then how can the plant make its food? It's very difficult. So they adapt themselves that they grow tall and at the top they are going to bear their leaves. And if you see few more plants, they have thorns throughout the body. Now if you take this aloe vera also, see here aloe vera is there. So it's having thorns here, isn't it? So we hesitate to touch this plant actually because we might poke with this thorns. So we hesitate to touch. So the plant is getting adapted to this surroundings by bearing this thorns. That means it's going to change its body into thorns. So what happens? Why it is bearing the thorns? So people or animals, they may not destroy this plant and even rose also. So being destructed by other things is nothing but adaptation. They are going to change themselves to survive in a particular place. And here adaptations in plants. So based on this habitat, we have two types of plants. Plants can be placed under two major categories on the basis of their habitat. So here one is the plants which grow on land, another one is the plants which grow on water. So the plants which grow in water are called as aquatic plants. plants. So, based on the habitat, there are two types of plants. One is the plants which live in water and the plants which live on the land. So, water plants are also called as aquatic plants and the land plants they are called as terrestrial plants. Again in this terrestrial plants there are different types. In water, aquatic plants also there are different types. Now let us see what are the different types in the terrestrial plants. So what are terrestrial plants? The plants which grow on land. Now if you see the plants which grow on land, again there are different types of climatic conditions and different types of soil and different types of climatic conditions, like where there is a very hot condition and where there is very cold condition, where few places have continuous rainfall and few places they do not receive rainfall at all. Just once in a year they are going to receive. So based on the water, availability of sun, everything, again this terrestrial plants are differentiated into different categories. So here see how many, there is a flow chart, how many types of terrestrial plants are there. So terrestrial habitats, first one is deserts, then marshes, mountains or hills, plains, forest, grasslands and coastal regions. So here total we have 7 types of terrestrial plants. Now if you look at the first one, plants that grow in deserts. So plants that are going to grow in deserts. So here in the textbook they have given an example, that is cactus plant. So cactus plant is the best example. So in desert you can see only cactus plant and another 2 types of species you can see. So most of the plants do not grow in desert region because there the type of soil is very loose. It cannot hold much water and there is like hot climatic condition will be there. That means the climate is very hot and humid. So very less water will be available in that place. So most of the plants they cannot adapt themselves to grow in such kind of climatic condition. Now here plants that grow in deserts. So deserts are dry and sandy areas of land that receive scanty or no rain. So here, as I already told you, deserts they are very dry and the sand is very loose and it cannot hold much water. So these areas they will receive very less rainfall. Otherwise, sometimes they do not receive rainfall at all. So the temperature during the daytime is very high because water and rain are scarce in the deserts. So plants growing in these regions show these kind of adaptations. So here the climate is very hot during the daytime. So the plants living over there are going to show these kind of adaptations. So let us see how the plants are going to grow over there. What are their adaptations? For example, a cactus shows the following adaptation. So it stores water in its thick, green and fleshy stem. It uses this stored water to survive when there is low rain. Unlike other plants, a cactus doesn't make food in leaves. Instead, it prepares food in thick and fleshy green stem. So, this aloe vera also resembles the cactus plant. So, it will be same like a cactus plant. Now, if you see in a cactus plant also, you people think that this is the leaf, but no. So, this part is the stem. So, what is it? It is the stem. And to the cactus plant also there will be thorns like this. Okay, so thorns or spines we call. So that spines are leaves. The leaves there are very hard and thick and they are non-green. So here generally the plants leaves are going to prepare the food, but here the stem is only going to prepare the food. Now if you see this, the stem is very thick and fleshy and it is sticky also, isn't it? So in the same way, cactus plant also has very thick, juicy and sticky stem. So with the help of that stem, it's going to prepare its food, and most of the time they do not have water at all. So whenever there is very less scarcity of water, they are going to use this gel as a water to the plant. So the leaves of cactus plant are modified into thin, sharp spines. So spines reduce the loss of water through transpiration. Transpiration is the process of losing water in the form of vapors. So through stomata of the leaves. So it has long roots, because of which it is able to go deep into the soil to absorb water. It has thorns that protects it from animals. Besides cactus, the other plants named babool, kikar, acacia and date palms are also commonly found in deserts. So as I already told you, like in cactus plant, so these thorns will be there, which are non-green and very hard. And we already discussed in the previous lesson that transpiration is going to occur in the leaves. That means whatever water is absorbed by the plant, that excess water, whatever water is left over, it is sent out through the leaves, and that process is called as transpiration. So this leaves are going to do. So now here the leaves are very short, very hard. So the rate of transpiration is also very less, because the leaves are very small and very hard. And the next thing is the leaves of this, the roots of this plant are very deep. Now in our areas, when we pluck a small plant, the roots easily they come out and they are very small or little bit long, isn't it? But here the cactus plant roots, they are very deep into the soil. So why they are deep into the soil? Because there the availability of water is very less. That means the water is very deep inside the soil. So here these plants, they adapt themselves, that the roots of this plant, they grow deep into the soil to absorb the water. And here there are a few more examples of plants which grow in deserts, that is babool, kedar, acacia and date palms. So these are the desert plants which are found only in desert areas, and sometimes here also we can see. And another thing is, these plants are going to protect themselves with the help of thorns. So they are going to adapt themselves to bear thorns, that is nothing but the leaves. So with these they are going to protect themselves. So they have thick fleshy stem, then only the stem is going to prepare the food, and the leaves are very short and they are in the form of thorns, so which help them to protect themselves from the animals. And because of the leaves, the rate of transpiration in these plants is very less. So that is about the lesson. So based on the habitat, there are two types of plants, that is terrestrial and aquatic. So in terrestrial, again there are 7 types. The first one is deserts, which we have learned today, and tomorrow we are going to, the next class we are going to learn about the plants which grow in mountains and hills, in marshes and in plains. So hope you all understood the lesson. Now the homework for you is, you have to draw the flow chart of terrestrial habitat. So here it is, draw the flow chart of terrestrial habitats. So page number is 252. So this is about the lesson. Hope you all understood. We'll meet in the next class. Thank you.